And now we're going to read lesson 256. God is the only goal I have today. So yesterday we're choosing perfect peace. Today we're choosing one goal and one goal only, and that is God. We want to know God. We want to feel God. We want to embody God. It's just all about God today. Paragraph 1. The way to God is through forgiveness here. There is no other way. If sin has not been cherished by the mind, what need would there have been to find the way to where you are? Let me read that again. If sin had not been cherished by the mind, if you had not entertained sinful thoughts, and the sinful thoughts is thinking unlike God, thinking that you're separate, thinking that you are alone, thinking that you can die, thinking that others can affect you, others have what you want. Those are the sinful thoughts, which is thinking unlike God's thoughts about us. So, if we had not cherished those ego thoughts, what need would there be for us to come and find God? Those thoughts are the block to our experience of God. So, we are doing this work because we've cherished thoughts that blocked us from the truth. So, who would still be uncertain? If you knew the truth of who you are, you wouldn't be uncertain. You would know the truth of who you are. Who could be unsure of who he is? And who would yet remain asleep in heavy clouds of doubt about the holiness of him who God created sinless? The way to God is through forgiveness here. There is no other way. Once you know forgiveness is the way to God, all of these things, you wouldn't be unsure, you wouldn't be uncertain, you would have no blocks to the peace that is your perfect peace given to you by God. You certainly would not be sinful. That would not even exist. So here we can but dream when we use thoughts to block us from the truth, ego thoughts. But we can dream we have forgiven him in whom all sin remains impossible. And it is this we choose to dream today. God is our goal. Forgiveness is the means by which our minds return to him at last. You see, when we are lost inside of the dream that we are only humans, we have only two options. We create a miserable dream, a nightmare, or we create a happy dream. The happy dream is where we discover all of these truths, we gain all of this knowledge, we have our experience of awakening. We move through all of those processes that feel like what we're doing is healing, but what we're really doing is we're removing what does not belong. In removing what does not belong, what has always been according to God is all that remains. So once you do the process of removing what does not belong, what we're doing is the forgiveness work. We're creating a happy dream. We're realizing we don't realize that we're still dreaming, but we're still dreaming because we think that we are healing. When we wake up, there's nothing to heal because nothing ever got hurt. Because your consciousness is clear. It is aligned with God. You experience perfect peace. Judgmental thoughts, fear-based thoughts, they might pop into your mind, but you don't believe them. You don't have reactions. You don't even need to forgive yourself because you don't even believe them. To forgive is to recognize that you forgot the truth. So you are forgiving yourself for believing something that is not real. Once you know what is real, you're moving out of the dream. You're in that awakened state. So God is our goal. Forgiveness is the means by which our minds return to him at last. So we have to go through that forgiveness process. So here's paragraph 2, the prayer. And so, our Father, would we come to you in your appointed way? We have no goal except to hear your voice and find the way your sacred word has pointed out to us. So when we listen to God's voice through the Holy Spirit, we are given a way. We are told where to go, what therapist to schedule, what book to read, what crystal to pick up. Something is guiding us along the way. We've never ever been alone. And this is what returns us to the truth of who we are, is that process of forgiveness for forgetting our truth, and then we move into the awakened state where we acknowledge our truth. The happy dream is the bridge that we're building between the nightmare and awakening. So the happy dream is using all the tools at our disposal given to us by God that are leading us all the way home. This is just so beautiful. I hope that you're enjoying these lessons. They're so powerful and so magnificent, returning us to our peaceful way, returning us to the truth of who we are. I hope today you choose not only perfect peace, but that you choose to spend all your time with God, that you choose God as your only goal, because that's the only place you're going to find perfect peace, happiness, joy, your infiniteness, your creativity, your vitality. It is only in knowing God, because God is the source of all those things. So when we know the source of all that is that we want to experience, then our work is to acknowledge that it's us too. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you in the next lesson.